Dimensión Latina FM, tu radio por internet. Dimensión Latina FM, tu radio por internet.
Somos diferentes a los demás.
Porque me gustan las canciones también.
Las canciones.
Porque se me hace la mejor.
Los locutores.
Tocamos buena música. Tenemos los mejores programas en vivo para Chicago y el mundo. Dimensión Latina FM, tu radio por internet.
Dimensión Latina FM, tocando la mejor música 24/7 desde Chicago y para todo el mundo. Dimensión Latina FM.
Y ahora, Dimensión Latina FM, tu radio por internet presenta Alas de Amor. Alas de Amor, un programa con enfoque en los niños y jóvenes para la salud y bienestar de ellos y sus familias, conducido por ELSA PRADO. Bienvenidos.
Hello, everyone. This is ELSA PRADO, and I am here with our guest, President and CEO and Executive Leader in our community, Eddie Borrayo of Rincon Family Services. Today on Wings of Love, we have a very special episode because Eddie will be speaking to us of all the different services that Rincon has that are now offered in the community. So welcome to Wings of Love, Eddie.
Yes, Elsa. So thank you so much, everyone, for allowing me to be in this space and having this conversation with you, Elsa, on the programs we offer here at Rincon Family Services through our facilities across the Chicagoland area. So very excited being here and starting this conversation.
Yes, I believe that between the behavioral health and all the different types of areas that Rincon cover in the community and the different locations that they have around the city and are transforming the community and bringing a wealth of different resources for our communities. Tell us what is going on now, because from time to time we have Rincon Family Services here and Wings of Love and Alas de Amor, and we're really trying to keep people up to date with the different offerings. I know last time we had one of the girls talk about the program that they were doing for people to come here, for people that were the immigrants. What are we talking about today? Like, what is Rincon up to these days?
I think that's a good way of kind of starting. Like, what have we been up to?
Yeah, what's Rincon up to these days?
Yeah, I think the last time I was in your show was about a little bit over a year ago.
Yes.
So in the last year, so we've been doing a lot of exciting stuff. First of all, as we know, we are in this vibrant city of Chicago with this cosmopolitan vibe and everything beautiful about it. But there's also the other side that we have to address, such as violence in our communities, the anxiety and the depression, suicide and addiction, all these things that a lot of our loved ones are facing. And pretty much what we've been doing as an organization is creating systems of collaboration, but also seamless processes where individuals are able to come in for an array of services. So, just to talk about a few, we're very excited to share that within our systems, we have a program called Get Cover Illinois. We'll start with the basics, and then we'll go more into the
Right,
more
exactly.
emotional driven programs. So our Get Cover Illinois is an initiative. We're funded by the Illinois Department of Public Health, and we're going through this whole state of Illinois, pretty much telling people that there's options to get covered with your insurance. So the idea is that if you need services, and insurance is pretty hard to engage nowadays, that there's another option to Get Cover Illinois. So they can visit our website at www.rinconfamilyservices.org and search Get Cover Illinois, or just Google Get Cover Illinois, and our navigators will help individuals provide them the information necessary to enroll in insurance and be able to get overall health. So as we think about overall health, there is no health without mental health.
Exactly.
And as we've probably been seeing the news, there's been a lot of ruthless killings and a lot of our young people getting shot. So there is a lot of trauma in our community. The trauma could be in many factors. It could be individuals seeing somebody being a victim of violence, domestic violence, being able to see other things that are impactful. So we've developed programs that are rapid response. So for community members that live around the Brighton Park community or the Avondale community, there we are able to offer rapid response mental health services. So if there is a crisis, they could call our office at 773-564-9070, and we'll be able to engage, process, and then they'd be able to send a clinician to their house. Or very simple, calling 988 anywhere across Illinois. If you call 988, that is the crisis response number.
Oh,
That
wow.
you'll get somebody that will be able to speak in your language, Spanish and English, to help you process these emotions or process the situation, and then be able to either get scheduled an appointment with a local therapist, or actually have a crisis response worker come to help you. We are a community that have gone through so much, so we need these resources available, and the more information we're able to share, that these are resources that are available for everyone.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right now, we're living through this situation where a lot of people are so concerned that they don't have insurance, and that they don't have the income to purchase like a private policy.
Yeah, that's why programs like Rincon are becoming more important now than ever. For example, this program, if you call 988, there's a program specifically for individuals. Of course, if you have insurance, but if you don't, those are grant funded programs that you're able to assess, and we all contribute to these programs directly and indirectly through our taxes. So this is the importance of utilizing these initiatives, because we know that insurance will be lapsed soon. We've been very fortunate we are in the process of starting a new initiative with the Mental Health Commission of Humboldt Park in Westtown. So we were given funding to start what it's called a free clinic, and we're going to be opening up a new center very close to North and Western. We'll put it in our website. Again, you can follow us at www.rinconfamilyservices.org, or on social media, just in Facebook, just typing Rincon Family Services, and we'll be announcing the location. And what's exciting about this, it is for residents of Humboldt Park and Westtown, but it's going to be free mental health. If you have insurance or don't have insurance, we're going to be able to offer those services free of cost. The main goal is access to behavioral health. January 1st of 2027, just around the corner, we're going to be saying Happy
my
New
God,
Year's.
yes.
So
Yes.
it's time
We're
to take out
finishing
the
the
Christmas
month
tree.
already, it's insane.
Yeah, July's gone.
July's almost over. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, so we're actually getting ready because starting July 1st, January 1st, we're going to be launching another initiative called CCBHC, which stands for Certified Community Behavioral Health Center. So what it is, ELSA, it is a comprehensive center, and that is going to be operating from our office located at 3710, 3720 North Kedzie in Chicago. And that initiative is going to be great because it's going to be operating almost 24/7, 365 days a year. And this is similar to a federally qualified health center. So what does that mean? It means that if you have insurance, great. If you don't have insurance, great. We'll be able to offer you comprehensive behavioral health services from addiction to mental health. We're also going to be integrating health services within this sphere, and we'll be able to provide rapid response in the community. We'll have peer recovery support specialists, so people with lived experience will be able to be part of this recovery journey with our clients and be able to respond to the community as a whole. What's very exciting is within all this, we're also going to be providing health services. So everything you may need from a health and behavioral health will be offered from this space. But we don't have to wait until then. As of December 15th of 2025, we are working with Community Health, which is a wonderful organization providing free health services out of our 3720 North Kedzie location. So anybody that wants health services, they're able to go in there. They'll be able to see a doctor, a nurse. They'll be able to get their flu shots, any other vaccines, their prescription filled. And you know how much it's going to cost them?
No.
Nothing.
Oh,
It is
wonderful.
free and accessible because the model of this partner that we have, it is creating micro clinics within organization like Rincon, so they're able to maximize the impact. So now, like right now, if they call 773-564-9070 and ask for our partnership with Community Health, they're able to walk in and schedule an appointment and be able to get all their services from the microclinic health center that's within our ecosystem of services.
Excellent. Is there any help for prescriptions? I know that a lot of people just fall off the wagon because they couldn't pay for prescriptions. And a lot of the medications for behavioral health often are expensive. I mean, if people don't have insurance, then they end up in a bad spot because they don't have the money to cover their prescriptions. What's happening with prescriptions?
So with the partnership with Community Health, they have within their ecosystem and their main location, they have an actual pharmacy. I visited their spot, very well sorted of medication. They'll be able to get from their microclinics their prescription and have those medications shipped for them to pick it up at our location. As it relates to behavioral health prescription, we are working towards a January 1st, 2027 launch of CCBHC, which also includes psychiatric services as well as psychiatric medication. So those are opportunities are coming down the line very quickly because we know that these type of services are needed. And as you mentioned, prescription medication are very expensive, but they're vital for a true recovery process.
Definitely. Right. Yeah, no, I think it's part of the process for people that are really going through very traumatic experiences and people that have had situations where the only way to kind of help them get through and recover from certain different medical conditions with their mental health is through the process of medication that is appropriate for their condition. But a lot of times that is a huge problem. Even the people that are homeless, I often see, they need care and they don't get it because obviously cost is a problem.
Yeah, that is correct. And this is where organizations like ours not only are looking at opportunities to bring in those necessary fundings to fill those gaps, but also being engaged with the pharmaceutical companies and in seeing how they're able to provide these type of medicines at a reasonable cost, or for us to look for funding to be able to meet them, to pay those medication costs.
Right, right. No, that's fantastic. Everything that you're providing at this time seems to be going to be very helpful to the community. Right now, I think that a lot of people, unfortunately, have lost work. There's people that just don't have those group benefits, and without the group benefits, it makes it really difficult to seek any kind of medical care at this time with everything going on, and then the political environment isn't helping the situation in the community, because if when you have the president talking about people even asking for help is going to impact them, then there's that fear now that people need to get over, because then they're like, oh, but if I ask for help, then I'm not gonna be able to do my documentation, and it kind of just snowballs. So, talking about this, I think, is really important to alleviate some of that pressure and some of that concern that people do legitimately have.
Yeah, and I think you're right. It's the process of how to decompress and how to process emotions before the emotions become unbearable. And that's what therapy is about. It is being able to have a safe space to process these emotions, to be able to create plans. And if you feel overwhelmed, how do you regulate the emotions, and how do you decompress, as well as how do you create your systems of support? With us as an organization, we know that our community needs these type of services. So we're being very intentional in positioning offices that will address these services in a bilingual and bicultural fashion. Another thing just to share with the audience is we've partnered up with the city of Berwyn. About 2 months ago, City of Berwyn selected Rincon Family Services to operate a mental health services within the police station of Berwyn, to do a couple of things. One, to provide rapid response to the residents of Berwyn, and then secondly, to have a space for first responders to be able to process emotion. So we're on our second month, so I believe we're doing well. I believe this project will be expanded in the next couple of months, and we'll be able to reach other individuals. So providing great work here in Berwyn, but we're also starting the process of opening another location in North Lake. So we're going to be opening an office on the kitty corner of North Avenue and Wolf Road. So we expect by October, we're going to have 19 mental health offices up and ready to address the social emotional needs of the community. That space itself is in the next 18 months, not only will be providing the social emotional or behavioral health response, but also it's going to have a space that we're looking at having green space, because plants or nature, it does have a healing effect. So maybe we'll share with you, ELSA, and you can share with your audience some of the renditions that we're having for this space. But what we're calling is the Infinity Bloom Garden greenhouse. So we're going to have an actual greenhouse where we're going to do therapy groups, support groups, but also where youth and community are able to come in and commune with nature and have that concept of wellness, especially in the winter. We talked about it the earlier. It's like it's almost January, and what is Chicago winters are beautiful, but they're dark. And then we do have what is called seasonal affective disorder, or in the acronym is SAD. So people get sad in the winter. I know it affects me, but if you have Yeah, so we're in the same
Feel it.
boat.
Yes, I feel it definitely. It's like you're not even. It does affect your mood. At least I find it that it's not like you're not in the same. Like right now in the middle of summer, you get up, you're like ready to go. It's exciting to see the sunshine, getting out in the warm weather. But when it's 10 degrees below zero and you gotta put on all the clothes and get yourself out in the freezing cold, it's a whole different thing.
Yeah, freezing cold, it's dark.
Yes.
So
And it's dark when you leave and it's dark when you come home.
that's right. That's right. And so this is why we're looking at all of our spaces with that intentionality. So when our community, our clients come in, or even our staff, that they're able to feel or have spaces that they're able to connect with nature. This, like in April or May of next year of 2027, we're also launching our Serenity Garden out of Kankakee. So we have a block and a half of open land that we're going to be building a garden, and where we're going to see the petals and the wings of nature pretty much transform a vacant lot into a beautiful oasis, again with that same concept of how do we become good stewards of nature, but also starting to address a concept called nature deficit disorder. And this
Right.
is something that our youth, even if there's green, they don't know how to engage with nature. Or even adults, we are so consumed, like you mentioned right now, it's like we, especially in the winter, we leave when it's dark, we come when it's dark. Or even in the summer, we go home and into our air conditioned houses, and instead we don't engage with nature. It is something about touching plants, being able to see a bee just flying by, or even the gentle beat of a butterfly. So those are things that transform the heart and the soul and the mind of somebody, that their idea of pain and frustration and emptiness gets transformed, because now you're touching, like almost touching Mother Earth, and Mother Earth is giving you that aura and the essence of transformation.
Right. And it gives a huge release for all the stuff that you're holding in, and all of the things that you're carrying in your heart and in your mind and in your soul. I mean, one of the things that I always have to acknowledge is that in a big metropolitan city where people are living in these buildings and high rises, they don't have access to the yard. They don't have access to nature the way a lot of people in other suburban areas do get an opportunity to experience nature. So it is definitely a big difference
Yeah.
for that type of living.
And even with people that do commune, like, or they have a garden, and they're depressed, or they're just in that emotional state that they're just going through the motions, when they're able to do it in a space like ours very soon, they'll be able to see it from a different perspective, because then they'll be able to process emotions while engaging with nature, and they'll be able to mimic that or replicate that in their gardens or in their spaces. And where, if they're feeling down and depressed, just a simple plant that they're able to water, touch the leaf, talk to it, or sit down and listen to music while contemplating the plant. It is that connectivity that allows the individuals to have like a mind switch. So these are the little things that sometimes they're so common and obvious that we don't do. But if we have spaces and we have professionals and we have community that are able to practice and then replicate it, then ELSA, what we're doing is we're creating a community of wellness, that one person is able to teach another. And that is something like, for example, what we're doing today through your show is like simple little conversations that could transform somebody's life, that could transform a generation. So these are generational impact or teachings that we're trying to do through our programs.
Yeah, there's people have to break out of certain cycles and out of certain molds, because unfortunately for some people that's all they know, and it's not their fault. They just never have been exposed to that other different environment, that they kind of get set in a certain environment, and they don't have the opportunity to come out of it. So a lot of times they're kind of stuck in not knowing that, guess what, you can walk away from that. You can put yourself in a different environment. There is nature, and there is that all that mindfulness, and all of these different retreat areas that you can go to, and explore your creativity in different ways. But it also comes with teaching, and as a teacher that you are, what that means, just in teaching it to other people.
And that's what life is. It's being able to transmit that learned knowledge, and how all these initiatives that we're doing, from the transformation of our spaces to very intentional location of our spaces to using nature as part of a treatment paradigm, it is being able to tell community that sometimes it is okay not to be okay, and that there are spaces that will allow you to have that transformation. Even now, like what we're doing right now through this medium. I remember I used to be in your radio station,
Yes.
doing these live, which was fun. But there's also this reality and this mode of being able to be in two sides of the city, being able to talk and be able to process. And that is also another opportunity that we're offering our clients through teletherapy.
Right.
That this is another mode that you're able to have that connection. You have to have your safe space to process emotions, and nobody's going to judge you.
Right, and that's I think a really nice turn, because a lot of people couldn't make those appointments, or the time frames were so constrained that people were like, well, if I have to drive here for an hour, or if I have to make this distance to that distance, or I work here and then my therapist is on the other side of town, or what have you. But now with telehealth and telemed and all of these different organizations that can do this virtually, it's making it easier for people, because with video you can still see the therapist, you can still exchange the human part of it, even though it's through a screen, but it's still better than not having anything.
That is correct, because here in Chicago, we do have we're very lucky. We have so many other resources. I know you're aware that in certain parts of our state or in this country, it is very rare finding a therapist that is able to speak Spanish, or a
Right.
therapist that looks like you and I, to relate to our community. So those are privileges that we have, and therefore we should make those available to other members across this great state of Illinois, to be able to process their emotions. Uh, but also being able to train the next level of clinicians. This is a learned art. You have to be able to love what you're doing, and be able to understand why you're doing it, because our therapists, I believe they're in our staff at Rincon Family Services. There are true champions. They hear so many stories. I remember when I was a therapist, I heard so many stories that I still remember, how it impacted me. So for the therapists to choose this very passionate and rewarding career to transform people's lives, I think that is another key area that we are focusing at the organization, is how do we train the next generation of culturally and linguistically competent clinicians to be transformative agents of change for our community. Because if we don't have those systems, then they're going to leave. And Elsa, you remember when COVID hit,
I
it was
know.
very scary.
It was, because everything was a standstill, and just literally having to put your life in limbo. I'm sure it was overwhelming for all of us to a certain level. I mean, it was overwhelming to see your life put in pause.
And that was only 5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
or 6 years ago, now 2026. So it's not
Yeah.
that long ago. But think about what was happening last year around this time.
Right.
It was
Yeah.
almost like that, as Midway Bliss was hitting our city. The cities were our Latino communities were not out there. they were not going to their appointments. It was very difficult. So we still have that trauma here. And that's why with us, it was very the intentionality on our services, how we engage, how do we go into the community and process these emotions, giving every and any option available to seek services. Because what would happen is individuals will compress all the emotions. They'll have this fatalistic view that everything is collapsing and not being able to see opportunities or options. And very simply, people will turn into drugs and alcohol to relieve these emotions, or go into a severe depression and really sink very low and end their life. We saw all this happen not only during COVID, but also we saw it almost the same manifestation with Midway Bliss that happened last year.
Right. And it was very comparable in the sense that there always was the violence involved, because we had the situation. COVID really lasted almost 3 years.
Yeah.
The whole situation. By the time it was over, it was 2023. And then everybody's trying to get their lives back together. And then we have the Midway Blitz thing, and we have ICE on everybody's doorstep, and we have ICE, terrorizing our communities when they're just barely trying to get back on their feet. So it's been like being mangled for the past 6 years for some of our people in our communities. And I see that, and I understand that it hasn't been easy. I mean, we started the decade really on a sore spot, and here we are approaching 2027, and people are like, when do we get a break? It's been a rough decade.
It has been a rough decade, but our community has been very resilient.
Yes.
Very nimble in the way of looking at how do we respond and how do we navigate all these situations in that same spirit of ingenuity. And this is where I'm very blessed and lucky to be at the organization I'm at, leading it. But I will remiss of not thanking my board of directors for their leadership and stewardship through these storms, because it's going to be, in 3 years, it's going to be 10 years from COVID. And during the COVID period, we had the census. So it has been one attack after another. So it's been a lot of things happening.
Yes.
But as an organization, we've been able to evolve in every single scenario. And that is where something very interesting about Rincon. So Rincon is celebrating its 54th anniversary, founded in 1972. And back then, when it was founded, it was to address the crisis within the Puerto Rican community with the opioid overdoses and ultimately death within Humboldt Park. So Rincon was created to respond to a crisis. Rincon also evolved to respond to the crisis of the AIDS epidemic, also within the IV users. Rincon also addressed the TB crisis within opioid users. So every single time that there's been a crisis in our city of Chicago, both from a pandemic or epidemic on social factors, but also as it relates to the community itself, we look at all the riots that has occurred, both the race riots back in the 70s, and even recently in 2003, Rincon were part of some of those responses with the busing of the Venezuelan community from Texas. Rincon was at the up and front
at the helm of everything, definitely. Yeah.
So this is why this organization
standing by, right?
Yeah, standing by, but being able to lend that hand.
Right.
So with us, that history is very rich and rewarding, and it is important for us to be innovative in the way that we do our services, because it's been 54 years, and those 54 years, each year or each decade has brought in a new story, a new crisis. But every crisis, like our Latino community, it's standing tall, resilient, and stronger than ever. And this is what we need to teach our next generation, because the next generation are going to be the stewards of everything, of the legacy we're building from our forefathers. So how do we do that? It
Right.
is doing these type of interviews, telling the stories, educating the next generation that working at a nonprofit, it is a proud career, because we are transforming, we are stewards of the community, but most importantly, we are shaping and we are the economic engine for many communities.
Definitely. And the movers and the shakers
That's right. That's right.
that are always making the difference in the change that's taking place. I mean, when you think of all the different things that Rincon has accomplished over the years, it's a lot. But each and every step is part of this history, part of that history of how people get back up and they dust themselves up, and here we go. We have to take it on for the next thing that comes our way, and preparing our youth for those particulars, because the inevitable is change. Change is always going to be here, no matter what we do.
At Rincon, we have a new theme, or a kind of like a call to arms for the next 5 years, and it's why we build 2030. And it starts with why. Reason why, it's sometimes people ask you, independent if there's a CEO or you're a clinician, they ask you, like, okay, why are you doing this? It's like, why at a nonprofit? It's like, why do you do all this during these crises? So for us, why stands for will, hope, and yearning, which is the acronym for the word why. And that is, it goes into the concept also of understanding our roots and our history. Everybody that's in Chicago, and pretty much the majority of the people that know your radio station, know in Hilda Frontani. And anybody that doesn't know Hilda Frontani, that means they're from another country. But Hilda is an institution by herself, and she is our chair emeritus. But we also have at our board Milton Rodriguez, or Josie Pacheco, Tyler Tall from Kankakee, Bruce Domish, Edith Feliciano, which you also know,
Right.
And then Ben Bernardo. Those are the individuals, the mighty seven of our board they're shakers and movers. And if we're able to understand all of our stories collectively, then you're able to start thinking about the individuals that founded the organization, such as Rafael Paloma Rios or Rolando Correa, my predecessors, that allowed me to be here. A community that doesn't understand their history. It's a community that is disoriented and doesn't understand their path forward. So with us, and we talked a little bit of everything, I guess, in today's show, Elsa. We talked about mental health, and we talked about addiction, everything that we're doing. And this is why it's very exciting on our trajectory here until 2030, is because we are honoring our past, cementing our present, and paving the future. And at times, and this is where it sometimes is hard as a leader, you're able to see and say goodbye to people you cherish, people you work for with many years. And it is at the beginning of mid-June, I celebrated my 10th year at the helm of the organization, but it was at the cost of the passing of my predecessor, Rolando Correa, that gave literally almost his entire life to the organization. And I was able to assume the role and carry the legacy. And now what are we doing is building towards the future, building and creating systems, and where we're able to develop, evolve, and prepare possibly the next cadre of leaders, and potentially the next CEO, to carry the mission. Because this conversation, this concept of why we build 2030 is really starting putting a pivotal cornerstone for the next 50 years, which I'm not going to be here. I'm going to be retired way before 50 years. But the leader that's going to be maybe even looking at this recording as an archive, they'll have this conversation where ELSA and Eddie talked about legacy and whatnot. Yeah. But I didn't have those opportunities, those legacy, because I would have loved to hear those stories. But through these mediums,
Like
also,
you're adding to the legacy.
that is right. And
You're adding to the legacy so that the next person after you will continue to carry on the legacy.
that is correct, and it is that's why we build. That is why we're creating systems of care, and why we need to replicate everything that we have, not only here in Chicago, hopefully across this great country, and being able to go south of the border to address some of these issues, because mental health and addiction is not just Chicago. It is not just Illinois, it's across the country, and is really impacting the world. And what we're doing here,
It's global.
it's something that we believe is going to be transformational.
Yes.
And maybe on the next time we have an opportunity to talk next year, we're able to share some of the stuff that we're doing both at the national and international level,
Right.
from a transformative perspective.
True. Very true. Well, I hope our community has been taking notes and maybe getting some of the information for other people that they may be able to help. I always say, pass it forward so that with this information, we can share it amongst other people that we know and love, and that we can also help other people through the passing it down,
Yes,
kind of when we were kids. Remember the little notes we used to have? Hey, pass it down, pass it down.
that's right.
With this information now, you see it on video, okay? But consider it like the little notes that we used to pass down to each other. Just pass it down to other people. And you don't know who you're going to help just by sharing the information that you have heard today.
Yeah, I know, and exactly. The other thing I want to give like a little note to pass it down is that within Rincon, we have like a hidden gem called New Hope School of Counseling. So it is our professional trade school for behavioral health. So we talked about sometimes how mental health and substance abuse can be debilitating, but there is hope in recovery. And within the recovery process, you're able to also gain lived experience, how you process emotion, how you use recovery tools. So the state of Illinois has invested in the last 3 to 4 years a lot of resources in creating systems of care, but also systems of training. Rincon was selected about 3 years ago to be the first behavioral health or institution in the community, along with other universities and colleges, but we were the only community-based and Latino organization to offer a certification training for individuals that have lived experience. So if you are somebody that have gone through addiction or a social, emotional, or behavioral health episode, and you're interested in giving back, Rincon is able to provide you free training through our New Hope School of Counseling to become a recovery support specialist, either with a specialty in addiction or mental health. So what does this mean? You only need a high school.
Okay.
That is it. So if you have a high school and you have a lived experience, you could enroll in our program. Once you're done, you're at the same level as a bachelor's level entry level clinician. So you'll become at the level of what the field calls an MHP, and you'll get a certification through passing of a test, which is a recovery support specialist.
Okay.
That's one. Or if you want to become a substance abuse counselor, we also offer those courses. So that's one. The other one, as part of our CCBHC next phase of initiatives, anybody that is employed by Rincon. So we are looking for bachelor's level, master's level clinicians. So consider joining our team. Spaces are awesome. The team is awesome, and we have a lot of exciting stuff. But we also offer for our master's level an opportunity to go through a training process and be able to get their license through a specialized state contract or program that we have. So they'll become a licensed clinician if they have a master's in psychology, clinical therapy, or social work. So we'll be able to help them in that. So there's like a lot of exciting stuff that we're doing in all the fronts.
How can people reach Rincon, just so we can close?
Yes, they could contact us at 773-564-9070, or they can visit us at www.rinconfamilyservices.org, or very simply Facebook, and just search us Rincon Family Services and our staff. We have a new website, so check it out, Elsa. There's a lot of exciting stuff. And then if there's an opportunity, I want to do a plug-in. September 24, 2027, the Nature Museum, we're going to be hosting there our annual fundraiser, which is what you formerly remember as the gala, our community care gala. Now we'll do an official unveiling, but it's being transformed as Ascend Beyond, and we're going to be talking about all these wonderful initiatives, partnerships, but also this transformation on the next phase of the organization. So hope to see you there.
Save the date. Yes, save the date, everybody. September 24th, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so stay tuned for more information as we get it. And thank you, Eddie. Thank you so much for your time today, for being with us, and as always, for being a person that is taking care of our community.
Thank you, Elsa, for the invitation and for your wonderful audience, and hope to see you in our events in the community. And of course, I'll be continuing to watch your wonderful show, Making Impact across our great state of Illinois.
Yes, because we're for the community as well. Anything that will help our community, the resources that are available, you will find here with me. So I try to help out in that way through communication in this platform, obviously. But everything that we do, I believe that collectively we just want to serve others so that others can have the services that they deserve. And that's basically what it's about, being here for each other at the end of the day. The day that we're not here, it's going to be just knowing that whatever we did for others is what we take with us as the memories. So it's really important that we stick together for this purpose. Thank you again, Eddie, for being with us. And then, of course, you're always welcome to come back if we have any other updates or any other information that you want to share with the community about the resources that Rincon Family Services is preparing. Of course, you're always welcome, and we will set it up.
Thank you, Elsa.
So with that said, I'm going to say good night to everybody. Until next time, thank you for joining us on Wings of Love today. Hasta la próxima. Till next time.
Bye.
Bye.
Hasta aquí llegamos con nuestra programación en vivo. Gracias por tu sintonía.